We're going to recreate the same situation. We ended in the front headlock, and for the warm-up, we ran to our opponent's back and they hit us with either like a re-roll or the fat man roll, whatever, right? Now let's assume that they know a little bit of jiu-jitsu, they don't want to give up the back position, and I'm going to move to my left, his right, he's going to block me with his right arm, right? So we started in this front headlock position here. All my weight is on the back of his neck, my knees are off the ground. As I move to my left to go to his back, he blocks me. Okay, my knee's on the ground just to demonstrate, but he blocks me with that arm. With that simple motion, I can no longer go to the back. We all agree with that, right? Let's go into a choke from here, okay? I still have the front headlock position. Again, it's on my knees off the ground. There are a couple things that I want you to remember when you do this arm in guillotine today. We're going to mess around with the grips. For now, before you drop back or as you drop back, I want you to think if the choking side is my right side, I want you to rock the baby to sleep. Here. Okay? So, boom, he blocked my access to his back. I'm going to rock the baby to sleep. That's the first thing I do. My right shin is going to fold across his belly as I fall to my right side, not my back. Okay? So I'm going to fold my right shin across his belly as I fall to my right hip. Here. Everybody can see I'm on the right side of my body, right? From here, again, I'm not going to pull straight back. I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to continue rocking the baby. I'm going to crunch to my right until I get the tap. Okay? Avoid the temptation to pull this way for now. Okay? Let's look at that again. So you just pretend I sprawled. I got the front headlock position here. I start to move to his back. He blocks. I'm not going to drop back here. Again, this all happens almost at the same time. I rock the baby to sleep. If this were a competition, I would throw my right leg in, but I want to be nice to my partner. So I'm going to put my knee on the ground, fold as I fall to my right side, and get my left shin over. The reason I'm getting my left shin over is I don't start walking to your left, Nate. If Nate starts walking to the left, he makes the choke even tighter. If he beats my leg and he throws his legs over to his over my legs to his right, it relieves the pressure of the choke. Okay? That's why I'm holding my right knee across his belly, but blocking his ability to move to my left. Okay? Again. Boom. Here. I make a run for the back. I don't get it. Rock the baby to sleep. Fold the leg across his belly as you fall to that corresponding side. Opposite leg comes over as high as you can. High. Now from here, I don't pull back. I'm staying crunched forward, and now I twist to the right as I rock the baby further to sleep. Any questions? Super basic arm and guillotine. We're going to do two variations of this today. What happens if the arm is out? What happens if they're fighting your grip? But before that, I know I just went out of order. Well, let's do this for a couple minutes, and then we're going to mess around with the grips as well. Okay? All right, on three. 1, 2, 3. Go. This kind of changed my finish ratio went up a lot higher with the guillotine grip. This grip is not for everyone. Some people run into some flexibility issues. The technique remains exactly the same, except when I rock the baby to sleep, I was doing this. Right before I rock the baby to sleep, again, assuming I'm choking with the right arm, I'm going to invert my right hand so that I'm grabbing my own palm in like I don't even know what to call it. It's like a reverse gable grip. Continue rocking the baby to sleep and apply the choke. Okay? So again, from here, I got the front headlock. I make my move. He blocks my leg. When I rock the baby to sleep, you can't see it right now, but my left palm, or my right palm, is facing away from him, and I'm pulling this tight. Now, same thing. I fall to my right, hold my right shin across his belly, left leg around his back, and I crunch to my right. And for me, maybe not for you, but for me, that choke sets a lot quicker. Okay? So this is what my hand looked like. I'm literally doing a 180 with my right hand, because again, it's a choking hand. Palms facing towards me, palms facing away from me, no thumbs. And I'm pulling this tight. Okay? Next technique we're going to go over is when my opponent's fighting the hands, because they're always going to do that, especially if they see me setting for the guillotine, right? So, I got to the front head, I'm going to do this side, I got to the front headlock position again, but now he's fighting my hands, he's pulling my hands down. Yeah, exactly. Let's get a little bit smarter with our attack. We're probably not going to be able to get the guillotine that I just did. So now I'm going to use my knees to do the opposite. I'm going to use my left knee, my left arm is my choking arm, I'm going to use my left knee to come through this gap. Okay? So my hands stay where they are, my left knee comes through this gap here. Okay? Everybody saw what I did. I'm pushing his arm further in. From here, almost the exact same thing happens. I rock the baby to sleep, I fold my left shin across his belly, and I throw my right leg over. From here, I crunch to my left, and I get the Joker guillotine from there. Okay? Instead of the arm being out, now the arm is in. Okay? Again, one more time. Do the opposite side. Or actually, no, everybody's over here, so let me do this side. I'm started from the front headlock, right? He's fighting my grips, right? My choking arm's the left arm, so my left knee's gonna shoot that gap, pull, rock the baby to sleep, fall to my left shin goes across, right leg goes over, and crunch here. Sorry, I'm pulling on this one, I'm not crunching as much. Any questions? All right, on three. 1, 2, 3.
Got Jim on top and Steve on the bottom here. Jim starting in the front headlock. Runs around the corner. Can't see what Steve's right arm is doing, but it looks like Jim is trying to rock the baby to sleep. I think I'm telling him something. Folds the shin kind of across. You could see Steve's blocking with his left arm. Might work. He's got the neck pretty deep. Okay, Jim has to fix this leg. It's got to go across your opponent's belly. Also has to bypass this arm here. He's got a pretty good bite on the neck. I'd like to see him rock the baby to sleep a little bit more this way if possible. So from here, which we haven't gone over yet, if your opponent bails to their side as you're going for the guillotine and your shin is across the leg, we're going to attack the anaconda from here. But we just didn't go over that. I don't think Jim knows that combination yet. Resets back to the front headlock. Steve still got the arm on the outside, so Jim can definitely go for that arm in guillotine here. Might be able to get it, especially if he mounts Steve. At least he got the mount. If you notice, Steve's left hand was doing a good job negating Jim's choking hand, which is his right hand. Reset again. It looks like Steve's going to grab the wrist. Exactly. Oh, you should definitely be able to get it here. Okay. Again, Jim wants to be on the side that's choking. Steve's doing the right thing by taking his opponent to the other side. Got Kareem on top and Jim on the bottom here. Kareem steps in for the guillotine. Gets him to his side. Again, normally we switch to an anaconda. Oh, Kareem does know the combination. So again, he's got an anaconda. Doesn't have it very tight. Jim is also doing a very good job pulling down on the arm here. You can also see Kareem's palm here, which means his hand is not far enough on his bicep. He's a strong guy. He might be able to get it, but it might be a little bit difficult with Jim holding his arm like that. It looks like his hand is slipping out. Yep, Jim pretty much got a grip on his hand now. Yep, there we go. Use his arm to try to stuff the arm back in. Now would be a good time to switch to the Joker's guillotine. Now would be a perfect time. Looks like he's going to go for the anaconda again. Yeah, again, you don't want it on your forearm. You want it on your bicep here. Again, Kareem knows that. I think he's just having... Jim's a pretty thick guy. I think he's just having trouble getting his arms into the right position. Again, from here, I would use his legs to finish help finish the anaconda. And again, once you have your opponent's arm chopped inside like that, start looking for opportunities to slide your knee in. In this case, Kareem's right knee. Sorry, it's on the left one right now, but his right knee should be sliding in. And drop back for that Joker's guillotine. Goes for the roll. But again, the roll isn't the problem. It's his grip. Whether Jim's too thick or Kareem's arms aren't long enough, or kind of really the same thing, was not able to get the anaconda. Again, in a good anaconda potential position here. Okay, now he bypasses the arm completely, going for like a Bravo choke. But Jim does a good job defending. Got Steve on top and Kareem on the bottom here. Steve making a good angle. Looks like he's dropping back for that Joker's guillotine. Doesn't get it. Might end up back in the front headlock position here. Or, honestly, he could mount Kareem from here and try and go for a guillotine. Tries to go for a guillotine without the arm. Kareem does a good job defending. Ends up in north-south. Good back and forth from both those guys. Like a point counterpoint. Starts in the front headlock again. Gets it through, drops back, doesn't feel it, and abandons. There's nothing wrong with living to fight another day. Switches the guillotine this time. I can't quite see where Kareem's left arm is. Doesn't look like it's on the outside. So he might have to go for a Joker's guillotine or like an anaconda or a darts from here. Oh, Okay, looks like he's switching to a Dars maybe. Gonna run out of time. Got Jay on top and Nate on the bottom here. Jay got a very big bite on that guillotine. Again, not too much resistance on this one. I think they're just going through the motions here. Starts in a front headlock. I'd like to see Jay drop back a little bit more to his side. So let me rewind it real quick. He's dropping straight back here. You could see like he's dropping almost straight back. If Nate was so inclined and resisting hard, he could hop over that leg if he needed to. I'd like to see Jay drop to the side that has a choke and immediately throw that leg over so he can't hop over that leg. Finishing position looks good. Again, just kind of going through the motions right now. Maybe a little bit of resistance. I think I told him like 10-20% resistance. Going back for the... Oh, I thought he was going back for the Joker guillotine. Okay, got a problem here. If an outside observer can see the back of your opponent's head, means you're basically sliding off. You might be able to still finish the guillotine, don't get me wrong, but they're going to start peeling this elbow down or peeling your shoulder down and getting their head out. Why give them the chance? Try and keep your armpit as high on the back of your opponent's neck as possible. Another way to think of that is an outside observer should not be able to see the nape of your opponent's neck. I think I told him as much. Now he's trying to readjust, but once you lose that position, honestly, it's hard to get back from there. You would have to reset completely, which they're doing now. So let's see if Jay makes the adjustment of keeping his armpit high or low, relatively speaking, however you want to look at it, on his opponent's head. Looks like he's got it there. Can't really tell too much, but good adjustments. Got Nate on top and Jay on the bottom here. Nate runs a corner. Jay puts his arm out to defend. Nate draws back for a nice guillotine. So this is what I'm talking about. You could see, or I can't see the back of Jay's head here. I'd still like to see Nate up a little bit higher, crunching in, and more importantly, falling more to his right. He kind of dropped straight back on that one. Again, they're not resisting too much, so I forget what I told Jay on that one. So Nate goes for the guillotine again. He's dropping straight. There we go. That's a little bit better. I'd like to see him again. I want to see Nate's right elbow on the ground when he finishes that guillotine. He's got a weirdish grip. Oh, there we go. He fixed it. Runs to the side. Jay blocks him. Yeah, that's better. And again, this much is okay. I don't want Nate any higher, but this is fine. I can't see Jay's hairline. Pretty good. Yeah, I start seeing hairline. Kind of indicates that you're sliding off a little bit. Again, still might be able to finish your opponent from there, but it's not an as secure position. Boom. There we go. That I want Nate dropping to the right, just like that. Got Brian on top and Kirk on the bottom here. Okay, big mistake. Brian's hands are on the mat. I don't know whether he's doing that out of habit or because he's trying to be nice to Kirk, but his hand should be gripped and all of his weight should be going on the back of Kirk's neck here. If your hands are on the ground, your weight's going into the into your hands, not the back of your opponent's neck. Also, in my opinion, his butt is up way too high. He should be sprawling here, forcing Kirk's head down. Not too bad. I'd like to see his shoulders up a little bit higher. I could see a little bit too much of the back of Kirk's neck. And I'd like to see him crunch to the right a little bit instead of pulling back. I think I tell him as much. And that I don't know what kind of grip that was. Unless he was just faking it. I think this is like his second or third jiu-jitsu class with us. They get reset. Let's see if he makes the adjustments. Boom. Okay, his hands are off the mat now. His butt's still a little bit high. Look at this. Look at this arc in his butt. I would ideally like to see him flat like this with his knees barely off the ground. So his toes should be on the ground, but his knees should not be on the ground, and all of his weight should be going into Kirk's neck here. That was pretty good. I like to see him fall to his right, to his right, to his right. There we go. That's the adjustment I wanted to see, and I don't know if you noticed, but his arm was way higher this direction on the back of Kirk's neck. Got Kirk on top and Ernest on the bottom here. Ernest making his way around. Kirk making his way around. Ernest is not reacting. If I were Kirk, I would. His grip is weird, but I would go right to the Joker's guillotine from here. And now he can take his back, because the one way your opponent can defend the Joker guillotine is to give up his back. It relieves the choke. Obviously, it exposes his back. That actually wasn't bad from Kirk. Obviously, I think they're giving each other a little bit more resistance now. Fast forward a little bit. Oh, too much. So here, I can't quite see Kirk's grip. I think he fixed it. Oh, maybe not. So Kirk's trying to make his way to his side. Okay, now it's a great time for a Joker's guillotine. Boom, there we go. I don't know what happened there. Ernest took his grip off way too easily. Everything looked perfect for a second. Yeah, we look good here. And then, I don't know if he let go but I think he let go of the grip. Or he didn't have the grip. Because, yeah, Ernest was able to get out of that way too easy. Other than that, other than the huge mistake he made, it was actually pretty good. Ernest on top, Kirk on the bottom here. Ernest got a good grip, going for that Joker guillotine. He beats that arm. That was good. That was very good. There was a precarious moment right here where you see his knee slide. Oh, that's a good feature. Where you see his knee sliding in front of Kirk's forearm instead of his elbow. You want your knee behind the elbow, pushing his arm this way. I have no idea how I zoomed in on that. I should look that feature up. But now he adjusts it. Now Kirk's elbow is being forced towards us this way, and that's when he gets to finish. Start front headlock again. I'd like to see Ernest's knees off the ground. All right, no need. Reset. Again, Ernest needs to get his knees off the ground so he can get more pressure into Kirk. Kirk's starting to step up to defend. Oh, I think he's still caught in it, though. Okay, so here we have an interesting situation. Kirk's arm is caught in between Ernest's leg right now. So it's not being forced this way like the Joker's guillotine, and is not on the outside so we can go for the arm-in guillotine. Let's see how Ernest makes the adjustment. Let's see if Kirk can defend. Here we go. Let's see how he finished that. Here, you see he's got a very tight outside grip here, and he hits the squeeze. And you could also see Ernest has hooked Kirk's right leg here, and he squeezes for the finish. Kirk is asking me if he should have rolled out of that. I don't think that would have been possible. Got Ernest on top and Nate on the bottom here. Ernest trying to fold back for the Joker's guillotine. He might have it. I think he got it. The only reason I was iffy on that is because of the position of Nate's right arm here. However, if you could see Ernest's hands, very tight, and Nate was kind of on his side. The combination of that probably made, yeah, look how far his arms are collected outside of Nate's body. That's a very good sign. That means there's a lot of strain going on here. Very good. They reset. So it looks like Ernest is exclusively going for that Joker guillotine. The way his hands are collected. Yeah, that was a great one. Let's look at that again. So again, his hands are already in a Joker guillotine position. He's making his way to the outside of Nate's frame. Folds that leg. I'd like to see his right knee come out and in next time instead of folding underneath him. But for all intents and purposes, this time it worked. Look how tight that is. Nate's arm is being forced this way. Ernest is on his side here. His grip is collected to the outside going this way. Everything is in line, and he gets a very quick tap. Watch them reset and run it back. Same thing. Looks like he's setting up for a Joker guillotine, but Nate gets his arms to the outside. Oh, now it's back on the inside. Now it's in the middle. Nate rolls for it. Ernest might still have this. Let's see if he can generate enough torque to get a squeeze. Nate doing a good job not getting stuck in between the guard here. I don't know if he realizes what he has, but he could walk to this side if he needed to. Oh, and that was it. Nate on top, Ernest on the bottom here. Nate comes from a wrestling background. He's very familiar with the front headlock position. Not too familiar with the attack. So, yeah, now, I don't know if you can see this, but his right arm is gripping the outside of Ernest's high tricep towards the shoulder. So he can really pull that arm across if he wants. Yeah, there we go. And gets that arm in. Oh, but let's see if he can finish the guillotine. Hey, gets it. Nice. I thought Ernest was going to give up his back to prevent the guillotine for a second there, but Nate was quick enough on the draw. Looking for that Joker guillotine again. Ernest wise to it this time. Decides to give up his back, roll away, but gets mounted. Don't know if Nate can finish from here. If I were him, I would have just given up the guillotine and stayed in the mount, but that's not the point of this drill. Ernest got a 2-on-1 on the grip. He's fighting the hands. Nate using the outside leg to get his arm across. I would get the mount again. Settle for the mount. Mounted guillotine would be the best option. And that's it.